So, welcome to this beautiful space. Let yourself drop in, come in to full presence. And if you're seeing familiar faces, please say hello to each other. I would love to just witness that, to stand sacred witness to this beautiful connection happening with everyone who's here, very, very present. I'm going to lower the volume of the music slowly, but please allow the music to just bring you into this space, into presence, into this beautiful energy that we are going to cultivate together in this chat, in this beautiful session that we're going to be together for the next, let's say, 45 minutes. Ooh, I just had like some static happening on my screen. I don't know if you still see me. And if you can hear me, please give me a heart. I just literally saw like statics. I think our energy is the wattage of our energy is so high. Oh my goodness. Yes, Laurette. I'm very excited to dive into this. Alright. Alright. Perfect. Good to know. Good to know it's just my stuff, I suppose. Let's just make sure I am bringing the energy down. Hello, hello. Okay, I'm going to slowly bring the energy of the music down and we will get started. Hello, Colleen. Morning, morning, morning. All right. Okay. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful beings. Let's take a moment to drop the mind, any energy that is beyond the level of your throat. Allow yourself to close your eyes and allow yourself to simply observe any energy that is above the level of your throat. And take a deep, deep breath into your belly. Let your breath expand your belly so big that it comes up to your solar plexus, that it stretches open that tiny aperture between the solar plexus and the heart. And bring the energy all the way down as you exhale, all the way into Mother Earth. Allow the spine, let the tailbone really lengthen and connect, traveling like a dragon into the heart of Mother Earth. And let that dragon really anchor you. Anchoring you into that deep, profound stillness that we always return to, that we get to return to at the heart of Mother Earth. That beautiful, smoldering, fiery core. Divine Mother energy. Let all the excessive energy in the head drop in. Let it all pour down the central channel. Let the earth take that. It's no longer needed. Slowly placing your hand one on top of the other, doesn't matter which first, around the space below the navel. Allow the center of your palms connect with each other when you place them on top of each other. This is the acupressure point known as a Lao Gong. And this is where powerful energy healing happens when you're connecting these subtle points with the dantian below the navel. So allow that to be connected and drop your mind, put your mind into that space below the navel, fully, completely. There is nowhere else to be, nothing else that needs to be done. Every urgency that is calling out to you now is simply an illusion. And of course, if you're driving, please don't do this. But if you are able to, allow yourself to drop in. As you do so, something beautiful arises. This inner light suffusing your entire body, physical and etheric. Let it rise up and blossom through your lips into a beautiful smile. Let it blossom through your face, radiant light, shining through your eyes. As you open your lids, allow the light to shine out into the world. Let this light continue to carry through. Take a look around your surroundings. And simply bear witness to the extraordinariness in all the ordinariness. Or perhaps you are in a very extraordinary place, allowing yourself to take that in, drink that miracle in. Let's come in, let's breathe, let's inhale into this circle now. All of us here, sitting together, wherever you are in the world, we are all so deeply energetically connected. You can release your hands if you wish to and just come into a seated position that allows the tailbone to continue to be anchored. Because as you continue to deepen this anchoredness, you can slowly feel your sacrum opening, and there is this energy that rises up the spine as you listen. So that will really anchor you into a stillness that is very much required, and we're going to deepen into this as we talk today. Yeah. As always, I would like to say that, my talk, my words can only reach a certain level. Everything else will come from the experience itself. So please take this, integrate this, let this catalyze you into your next action, next step, next being. It's really my intention that you really live your most high and divine expression in the ways that you can. And one of the ways that I fully love to share and believe in so deeply is mentorship. And that mentorship is really where you get to integrate, where you get to really calibrate, calibrating not to me, because when you calibrate to me, it's literally saying like, I'm calibrating to your limitations as well, because I'm human, I'm fully divine. But what my intention is for you is to calibrate to my knowledge, my wisdom, my dedication, my devotion to working with the mystery, my willingness to be in the unknown, to be in the mystery. So this is something that's very key to what we're going to be talking about today, because let's start there. Yes, I am fully unscripted, so sometimes the directions can veer into several places, but I would love for you to hold the trust that everything you need is going to be here. Okay, Lorette. I am so delighted. I mean, this is really a time that I am experimenting with, just letting you know. Usually I've tried several times at the same time, and I found that not a lot of people can catch me, and so I'm trying out a different time. So I'm so glad that you're here. It really delights me. It really makes me so happy. All right, beautiful ones. So for today's topic, how do you know that you are an energetic match to the highest good? The first question I would like to ask you, and by the way, please interact, please share your thoughts. If you have anything you find that is not something you agree with, my encouragement to you is to come towards it with curiosity rather than firmly shutting the door on it. Come in with curiosity, really deepening into a contemplation of why wasn't that a belief that I had? Why wasn't that something that was available to me until now? And then come to the curiosity, come and share what's coming through for you. I would love to be in an interaction with you. This is the whole point, so that you can take away the most value that is available to you. Okay, so my first question to you as we come into the topic of how do you know that you are an energetic match to your highest good is, what is the highest good for you? If you'd like to share that with me, please let me know. I would love to dive into what you are feeling into as well, and then we can dive into that. Okay, I'll take a moment. What is the highest good for you? We have 20 meditators here with us so far. Let's see what questions, what answers are going to come up. Okay. What is the highest good for you? Okay. All right. A lot of times when we begin to ask the question of, is this for my highest good? Am I actually making a decision that is for my highest good? Thank you, Tanya. That's amazing. That is a beautiful, beautiful statement. And that's where I really want to head towards, actually. Thank you for sharing that, Tanya. Because when we begin with an I don't know mind, it's everything. It is everything, because now the infinite potential is literally available to us. When we come into a state of no thought, no mind, no time, and sometimes even when we reach a state of samadhi so deep, no breath, that's when we can really see for ourselves from the center of our divinity what is pure potential that is already there. It is already there. What you choose, what you are choosing is already existent, and it has already chosen you. The key is for you to draw the formless energy through and embody and express that through you. That's what we call manifestation. Yeah. So let's start with the highest good. I love Laurette saying, I really don't know, because I get times when I have sad feelings and other times I am happy. Holly, welcome. Being one with myself, not two. Being first in my own life. Yeah. So the highest good, in a most beautiful way of speaking, is that, firstly, which is something a lot of people don't even recognize, but Holly has actually said very beautifully, the highest good includes you. The highest good begins with you. You as the divine self, you as the fractal of the divine, you as the one that is born from the source. Therefore, you are the source. Or we call it Tao, children of the universe. And so the highest good is in alignment with the will of the divine. Let's put it that way. In other ways of putting it, if that doesn't sit with you, it is in harmony with nature. It is in harmony with nature. Your true nature is in harmony with what is natural. And what is natural is not something you manipulate energy to form, but it is truly divinely, effortlessly, naturally who you are. And that's why there is such a beautiful art that comes in the form of what we call Wu Wei, or effortless action. Doesn't mean you don't take action, but it is effortless because it is in alignment with the divine will. And the divine will can be seen in the form of what we call yin and yang. And from yin and yang, we can even break it down further into 4 directions. And in the 4 directions, we can even break it down to the 5 elements or the 5 phases of changes. And from the 5 phases of changes, we can even go deeper. We can look in deeper into what animates those phases. And this is a whole mastery that we go deep into when you're in mentorship with me, because understanding that will allow you to work with the energy as the true alchemist that you are, right? And again, like I said at the very beginning, you experiencing that as a feeling in your body is the key. It is the cosmic key to unlock what we're going to dive into together today. So this is merely an introduction, but I want to make it a really powerful punch in your life so that you can really get into a state of, like, my consciousness has awakened and now I want to do more with it. And that's where you come into contemplation of what your next action would be. So for those of you, to go back to the highest good, when we talk about coming into harmony with nature, we must first and foremost understand what your true nature is. The issue with this is that there far too often we don't really know what our true nature is. We don't really know what our truth is. We don't really know who we are in the sense of what we really desire. Why do I desire that? Why do I want to create that? Why do I want that? As simple as this. It's like, why do I want that? Right? And the basis, the energy behind the want is the real source that you want to work with first. Why? Because everything is energy. Everything begins in the formless, unseen realm. So by the time it is manifested, it's almost like saying, like, you want to change the bread back into seeds, which is not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen when it's already become dense mass matter. However, in energetic form, yes, you can turn bullets into flowers, you can turn bread into seed, you can turn blood into wine. Yes, this is just an example. But what I'm trying to tell you is that there are many things that begin, well, everything actually, all things begin in energy, and we're going to start from there. We're not going to be talking about, okay, you're going to change your mindset, you're going to do the. No, that's not how I roll. If you're new to my world, welcome, because this is where we walk in, we dance into the infinite field of limitless potential together. But if you're new to my world, just a little bit of introduction is that, hello, my name is Li Ying, and I am a spiritual mentor, and I'm also a keeper of the Way of Tea, also known as Cha Dao in Chinese. And this is a practice, a devotional practice that really can bring us back into the seat of our soul, the center of our divinity, so that in this deep, profound stillness, we can allow miracles to be expressed through us. Miracles are the embodied wisdom, the cosmic expansion that is truly who we are. That is our true nature. Our true nature is not an either or. It's not either I'm very human and a finite being. It's not either I'm a divine, whatever I speak into, it becomes real. It's not an either or, it is both. And it isn't even, I will go as far to say, it isn't even like I'm half human and half divine. We are fully, fully divine, and we're fully, fully human. This is something sometimes the mind can find really difficult to comprehend. And that is where we require the key of coming into an altered state of consciousness in order for us to experience that. Because the moment you start experiencing that, your mind gets on board. And when your mind gets on board, that's when we can really start to refine that level of consciousness and bring it into higher states of consciousness. That's when you truly can be at this, like at this drop of the hand, you know, I'm an energetic match to the highest good. This is not the energetic match to the highest good. This is an energetic match to the highest good. Yeah. So that refinement comes with truly, firstly, meeting yourself where you're at right now. And really coming in to know, okay, what is a conditioning that I have picked up that is not mine? And what are some of the, even the societal norms, or even some karmic conditionings that you took from other lives that came through for you this lifetime to dissolve and integrate in order for you to level up, let's put it that way, to deepen into your remembrance as a divine being. We are here to meet all of them. And when we start to meet them and see them for what it is, we can start to dissolve. We're scratching that little hole through the illusions and then start to bring the veil down. And this is where you are face to face with your highest self, or the highest good, as we put it that way. So firstly, what are the conditionings? What are the belief systems that you were taught, that you were given, that someone said is not right? You shouldn't do it that way. You shouldn't say that. Who are you to think that way? All of these things, let's bring them up. Let's put it out here. And when you look at it, I would love for you to drop into your body and feel where in your body does the charge, the tension, the contraction come up. Yeah, this is the first thing I would love to ask you to look at. So if you'd like to share, you're very welcome to do so. Checking. Because I think there is a lot to be said about, you know, who am I? You know, what is it that I truly want? Because even from my personal experience, you know, I thought I knew what I wanted. I thought what I wanted was exactly what I wanted. But it turned out it's not. It turned out that it's so easy for me to be attached to a problem or some kind of struggle, because that struggle and that problem defines me. It defines my my external identity. It defines how people see me. It defines how I interact with the world. It defines my personality. And that personality was a guard that I put up to the world, right? It was a performance, because the true self had no issues with that. But the problem, the struggle, allows me to connect with the world. You see what I'm saying? It's like, for example, the best example I can give you is like, you know, if you have colleagues in your life, you have co-workers in your life, and You can stand at the water cooler and connect with them, and it makes you feel really good that you're connecting with someone. But the way you connect with them is through gossip, or oh my god, I'm so struggling with this, or like, oh, I hate that person, I hate my boss, da da da. When that, and there is a good reason, I'm pretty sure it doesn't sit well with you to feel that way. And that's why there are always people who are like unhappy with their jobs. They want to leave their job. But that isn't the solution. You can leave as many jobs as you want, but you're going to find the same problem coming up. And one wonders why. And what is the common denominator? It's me. And that's when you start to realize, oh, wait a minute here. I've been blaming this on everyone else. Maybe there is something here that is the common denominator, which is me, right? So we want to really start to turn the gaze inward. This is the first thing we want to look at, the conditioning around us, because it's normalized, but it's certainly not normal. And the second thing that's really common is that we're all always looking at something that is overtly yang to our system. That means, constantly in a chatter or a hustle or a run towards something or a run from something. Yeah, and everyone thinks it's so normal because it's being normalized, but it actually isn't. And there is very little understanding that everything yang is actually born out of yin. Yin is the stillness, the unknown, the mystery. And yang is movement and action. Yeah, yang is the drive, the will. Yes. But the yin is deeply rooted. It's a tree that is so rooted deep that nothing can move the tree, nothing can fell the tree. Yeah? So we want to be able to come back to this anchoredness so that whatever that is happening externally, whether the thing that we want comes to us easily or it comes to us through several different interesting things that we didn't ask for, let's put it that way, we're still very deeply rooted in the center of a divinity. We know who we are. We know that we are the tree. We're not the wind. We're not the anything else. We're right here. We're right here. So let's dive into the comment section right here. Lorette is saying, I feel it in my throat. Eyes want to tear up and my heart, yes, beautiful. Lorette, I want you to really feel into this energy and really bring cosmic unconditional love, embracing this contraction from within you. Be there inside of you, not observing from the outside. You're not hovering outside, but you're in there and you're hugging it from the inside. Tanya is saying, I was told I was too sensitive and shamed for it. I feel it in my stomach. Oh my goodness, yes. So a lot of times we feel it in our stomach, which is our wisdom center. It's probably closer to where the spleen is. Allow yourself to really be there. Same thing as I mentioned to Lorette. Let yourself be there. Like your full presence is right there and you're hugging it. And when you're hugging it, you start to really breathe into that area. And as the weaver of your reality, you're beginning to turn, you're transforming into pure light. And you're going to start to dissolve the chains here, just by breathing in and out through this area. Let yourself be there. Don't rush this. Allow yourself to simply be in there. You're not breathing through it, but you're there breathing from the inside. Okay? Holly says, being seen equals danger and not enough, never enough. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. I feel this so deeply. I mean, sometimes it still comes up and it holds me back sometimes, like, coming on here, speaking to you live. It's like, what if someone comes up and says like, no, what you're telling me is bullshit, and stop crapping around, stop telling us shit. I totally get that. I totally get that. And being not enough, never enough. I mean, this is something I've been working through extensively, so deeply. That has taken me from a place where I was very seriously anorexic to where I am right now, fully recovered, doing this work, mentoring, fully devoted to the unknown. And like I said, there is a part of me that really has really allowed that mystery to work through me, so that even when I'm working with someone, it doesn't feel like it's not enough anymore, which used to be a huge thing for me, like never enough. You know what it is? I know that I am not alone in this journey. I know that I am co-creating this with the universe, with the divine, and that everything is always, no exception here, everything is always happening for me, through me, as me. I'm the one who is channeling through the power of the divine, and I am also the one who is so fully human here. And so compassion for me is a huge thing, and also allowing myself to be seen is a huge thing as well. Because let's put it this way, Holly, if I don't let myself be seen, and this is something for you to contemplate, but I'm feeling it come up, I'm going to channel this through. If I don't allow myself to be seen because I have this mind-made fear that it is dangerous, then I am in a way still manipulating the energy, and it is not for the highest good here, because I am dissembling, I'm hiding parts of myself. That means the highest good doesn't include me, because my full self is not in there. I may put a part of myself in there. I may put like the part I kind of like about me, I'm gonna just put it here. Or maybe I'll put the parts of me that I know people will like. In the end though, the sum doesn't work out. It doesn't work out because it isn't your full self. It's like a crescent moon is in there. It's not the full moon, it's the crescent moon. And we want you to be in there in the highest good as the sun that you truly are. You are the solar goddess. All of us beautiful women are here to be that sun, that solar power that we have in us here, like bursting forward. What are we doing when we cap that? We're manipulating the energy to cap it in. We're holding it back. And that's why we get anxiety. That's why we get IBS. That's why we get depression. Everything started from energy. Everything. Yeah. So we want to really embrace that. So Holly, a question to you again. Drop from the mind into the body. Where is the tension, the charge in your body? Because your answer shows me that you're still in the head. And how do we know? The mind creates story. It creates story. So it creates story and it creates labels. So my question is always an incredible one, because I can tell so much from your answers. You telling me where it is in your body, I know that, yes, you've dropped in. But if you are telling me, you know, like Holly is, which I'm sending you so much love, and I want you to answer my question if you can. Being seen, not enough, never enough, that is still in the head, because it's creating labels, it's creating stories, which is perfectly okay. I want you to draw that energy, that thought into the body and feel the charge. Where is it landing? Where is it landing? Because that is truly, authentically a feeling. If we are still at the level of the labeling and we're constantly at that level, what we're actually experiencing is simply emotions. And it's perfectly okay, but it's not going to resolve anything. Or maybe it would take a longer time, because we are working with the mind, and the mind, as we all know, if it is not being refined into what it truly is, which is super consciousness, is here to steward. It isn't the boss, It isn't the queen, it's not the sovereign. The sovereign is your soul. The mind is here to help steward the sovereign's desires, visions, inspiration, inspired action, you know? So we want to learn to feel and learn to see what emotions are as it is. This is when we can really unveil your true nature as it is. You know, no filters, no manipulation. Very good, Holly. Very good. Tanya, this resonates amazing. Elena, hello. Holly, very good. My head to my solar plexus is so buzzy, not solid. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Holly. All right. Right now, I'm going to share with you. Your solar plexus is very connected to the mental body, which is here. It's locationally here, but there's a mental body that is connected energetically to your solar plexus. So this is your mental body. So it's very connected. It's very related. So the work here, Holly, is really to drop into the body. Continue to do the work to drop into the body. You can reach out to me, or whatever work that you're doing, really dropping into the body. I can tell that I am in the midst of such intelligent women. You've all done the work. You've all been, you know, doing the work, studying, reading, listening, tuning in. Now the work is to drop in, to really drop in, to feel, because if you're not feeling, you're not experiencing, you're not integrating, you're not calibrating. And this is why, again, I appreciate doing mentorship so deeply, because that's where you get to calibrate to the wisdom, and it becomes embodied wisdom. And so, Holly, into the body, breathe into that space. Let yourself expand that energy. Don't be afraid. Let the contraction go. Allow your light to emanate from within you. See if you can drop yourself, your entire self, in here. You're not observing or hovering, just like I said to Laurette, but you're in there, and you're inside, breathing out. Inside and breathing out. Okay, and let me know how that goes. And you are absolutely allowed to do this as long as you need to. And let me let you know, energetically, things can happen like this too. And this is where it gets really fun. And some people call this quantum leaping, but it really is because you're so willing for the unknown to be unveiled. You're not controlling everything. Oh my gosh, is it Melissa? You are in the integration period. Yes, this is where integration really is about picking up all the wisdom, the knowledge and everything, and really allowing yourself to embody the newer frequency, the higher frequency that is coming through for all. Okay, so that was the first phase we spoke about, like, okay, meeting our conditionings, meeting the illusions and the struggles that are defining our current identities. Because this is a good question you can ask, like, without the struggle, who am I? Without the problems, who am I? Problems only exist in the mind. Labels only exist in the mind. We want to drop into the feeling, and that's the quickest way we can go and transmute that energy as the true alchemist that we are. Okay, so now we move into the next level. The next level is, okay, I've done the work, I've integrated, I love myself, I know that I am the powerful woman that I am, but why do I still come up with like really annoying things, like people who are not owning their power, people who are like not paying me on time? Like, what's this problem here, right? Like, they're not doing their job, like they're not picking up their own slack, like, you know, all these things, right? Like, I wish my lover was more loving, or I wish I had sisters who don't betray me, like, you know, I wish I had like friends who absolutely see me as who I am, a family who accepts me, blah blah blah, but they're not. I wonder why. I thought I've done all the work. I thought I've done all the work to love myself. I thought I've done all the work to to be who I am, to be the true person that I am. I'm letting myself seen, to be loved. Like, what's going on here? What's the deal? This is where I want to ask you, what is the standard that you're setting for yourself first? Because we cannot hold anyone to a standard if we don't hold ourselves to that. Okay, so what is the standard that you're holding yourself to? My answer to that, my personal answer to that, is that I know that I am always fully human and fully divine, and so I walk as the divinity that I am. And if I come up with something that makes me remember I am human, I am fully present to that moment, and I will be with that moment just like how I shared, and I will drop in further, deeper into the stillness. And I do this through the powerful work of Cha Dao, as I mentioned. And this is a beautiful way where we can work with the energy, which is also known as Qi, and really bring it forward through the medicine and spirit of tea. And this is this is an ancient wisdom and ritual and ceremony that has been carried on for centuries. So I'm not working alone. I'm working with many, many, many centuries of ancestral wisdom here. And so the more I'm able to drop into the Qi, the more I'm able to perceive the subtle realms and the subtle energy, and I'm back into the infinite field of potential again. I'm back into the center of divinity again. Then I come out and I make a decision. Then I come out and I act from there as the human that I am, because I know the divine is always desiring to be expressed through me. And I always have this saying, is that I don't make miracles happen. I let the miracles happen through me, for me, as me. All that is really needed is for you to allow that to happen. It is what is truly, truly so insanely simple. But many people say this, like, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make miracles happen. I'm going to make it happen. What you're really being asked to do is to allow the miracles to happen. Allow the extraordinary to happen. Allow it. And this is not easy, but it is very simple. And the reason why it's not easy is only because we have been so disconnected from our true nature. And this is why I started with what I started today on this live. Oh my gosh, I just saw your message, Anami. I just popped in a few minutes ago. What I've heard so far has been resonant. I'm grateful to be getting this introduction to you. Oh my goodness, I'm so grateful that you're here as well. And I'm seeing that was left here 7 minutes ago. I love the number 7. It's a magic number. All right, so my first, this is me coming back to this question, like, what is your energetic standard? Getting clear on that. After meeting yourself, all the conditioning, which is a constant practice, by the way, that continues to evolve, let's get into the energetic standard, and that continues to evolve as you evolve as well. Who are you? What is your standard? What are you standing in integrity with? What is your right relationship with spirit? Your right relationship with spirit, therefore with others. Whether you are a mentor, a leader, a coach, if you're leading someone else in your life, or a mother, parent, this will apply. This will absolutely apply, because you cannot have, you cannot hold someone else to a standard that you don't hold yourself to. You just can't, because it just means that it's not embodied. And when that is not embodied, that means the energy can, as you know, with energy, it can be created and it can also dissipate. So it would dissolve into ether because it's not strong enough to become, to hold any mass. That is the quantum way of speaking. But basically, standard over boundaries. Too many times, and this is my opinion, you don't have to agree with it, but I always believe that we don't really need to hold boundaries when we have standards. Boundaries are oftentimes set with a very barbed wire, defensive, you against me, I'm separate from you energy, when the truth is there's nothing outside of us, really. If we know that we're the divine being, if we know that we are a fractal of the divine, here being expressed as a human form, we know that everything, everyone is also a fractal of the divine. And that is why we're not separate. We're not separate from each other. And so everything in my reality is literally a mirror of my consciousness. And this is where it gets really fun, because now I get to really come back into my center, into the field, into the energetic field, and set the standard, set the frequency standard, and then watch it ripple out in all my relationships with the world. Does that make sense? Is everyone on that page with me? If you have questions, let me know. So this is where we go into the next phase where, okay, I can see the power in me, I can see the potential in me, but do I see the potential and the power in others? Because it has to go in a beautiful balance, in one coherent energy. You know, I learned this in a beautiful way where, you know, I used to feel like it's really difficult for me to explain what I do because it's so energetic based and it's a sacred spiritual relationship that I have with my clients. I walk with you shoulder to shoulder. I don't see that I'm here to fix you or heal you. I'm really literally here knowing that there is a wholeness in you that requires to be awakened, but there's nothing missing. And this was something that I felt was, you know, it wasn't a strict strategy or something that can be articulated tangibly. So I always felt like, I don't know how people would get it. But what I realized was missing in the equation is my belief in the power of others. My belief that the women who get it, they know, they get it, and they will move. This is what I know. This is what I know, and this is what I can hold and see now, because I believe in the power of others. I believe in the power of women who truly want mentorship. They want to be guided. They want to make this journey as a fractal of the divine a lot smoother, walking with a divine multidimensional mentor. They would know what to do. They would know what to do, and they can elevate very quickly, whether it was with wealth or freedom or love. Everything can happen so beautifully, and I don't need to sit there by my phone controlling every single movement and action. In fact, a lot of my clients will share with you is that I'm not here to dictate how you do whatever you do. I'm here to really call you back to the deep remembrance that you already have the answers within you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. This is the biggest thing I feel with mentorships and coaching industry. Far too many people get away with this, and it is also because ultimately the coach or the mentor themselves haven't really owned the power in others. They see the power in themselves, but do you see the power in others? That's the question. And this will apply to you if you have a spouse or a lover or a child even, or a teenage child or a child that's much grown up. You know, whether you are in the space where you feel like, oh my God, why do I always have to pick up all the pieces? This is for you, because the real question is, do you see the power in the other person? Because if you are wondering those questions, you're most likely in a place where you don't really see them for who they are, and you're probably not allowing them to evolve on their own spiritual journey as well, their own ascension path. And this is something that we really want to address. Okay, so make sure you set that standard for yourself, and then from there you can start to carve the pathway of, I see the power in others. Even if they're not there yet right now, there is no evidence, I can see it because I have done it myself. So why would I question? Maybe they need some guidance, maybe they need some mentorship, but there is no question to the fact that they do hold the power within them already. Okay? So once we do that, that's when things get really powerful, because this is where we start to really peel ourselves away from the notion of external validation. Because now that you see power in others, you see power in yourself, there is no need for circumstantial validation and approval to give you the power. You've got it within you. You've got it within you. And this is where you have to start to come into this knowledge, this knowing that, oh, for me, my vision has to be long term, and it has to be an energetic match to something that is so grand, that is beyond what my mind can conceive. That means it is not attached to time. The notion of thought and time, it has to be completely out of this world. Like, that is what quantum means. This is what the infinite field means, the mystery is. So this is where you really come in and you're like, wow, I can really feel my limitlessness. Let's go. Now that is when you're working with the highest good. This is where it's really, really fun. It gets really, really fun. Okay, so this, now I just want to just wrap this whole thing up by saying that there will be a time in your life where it will feel like, oh, I'm coming back into my human self again, where I feel limited, and I'll go into the divinity of who I am, and I'll feel so limitless. Like, that is absolutely part of the process. That is absolutely part of the process. Find a modality, a practice that you don't just do because you want to get something. This is so important, guys. Like, honestly, you must understand that if you go into something, actually anything, even like your relationship, where you just want to get something, you know, like when you're in a conversation with the universe and you're saying like, okay, I'm gonna recite these mantras for 100 days, because then you'll give me 1 million month, $1 million, or the best love I can ever have, or the dream vacation I can ever have. Like, really? What do you think the universe will think? And that shallowness of what you seek will be reflected in the outcome, in the results. So check in with yourself. What is the energetic standard that you're setting here? We want to really dial into your vision. Something that serves the highest good, serves you, me, everyone else. And how do you know? And this is the thing, we want to go back to the first phase where we want to really dial into that together, is that we need to drop the conditioning that everything has to be about other people. Too many women get wiped out at that level. They think like it has to be about everyone else. I need to sacrifice myself. That's not true. And it comes from this really deep embodied knowing that everyone else is you and you are everyone else. This is the divinity that we're talking about, the center of the divinity. Let's see, I'm just popping into the comment section. Laurette, what is it that you're not getting? Let me know. Carolina, I notice how when I set a standard, it can upset others. Interesting. Dahlia, standards, boundaries. The standards equals boundaries. I feel like I kind of just explained it. Again, it's just a matter of wordplay, labels. I only said that, you know, I'm not really a big proponent of boundaries, because the word boundaries comes with an energetic charge of defensiveness, anger, all the emotions that are not transmuted yet. But yes, a boundary can eventually become a standard. But I prefer to come in and work with the frequency standard immediately of it is imbued with your true natural state. The natural state of pure consciousness is love and bliss. That is when you know that it is a standard, a frequency standard. I hope that clarifies that. Laurette, I tend to play small, put other higher than me. Yeah, so exactly that. So I wanted to really preface that, you know, when we think about the highest good, too often we still hold the shell of conditioning that The highest good means someone else. It means for others that we have to sacrifice ourselves. When the true fact of the matter is that the highest good has to include you. Otherwise, it won't be for the highest good. Okay, so we want to really dial deeper into that. And for Carolina, when you set the standard, it can upset others. Yeah, so this is where I really will ask you to turn inward and know that and just out of curiosity, maybe at the beginning, if there is like, if everything is happening for me, as me, through me, these others are showing me something. So what is it in me that I need to up level here? What is there in me that I need to set a standard, really? And that standard cannot be a boundary that you set because of an emotional charge. This is why I really keep emphasizing this. A standard does not hold an emotional charge. A standard, a frequency standard, is set upon the energy of pure consciousness, which is bliss and love. It is Ananda. Okay, it is pure love. It is really like boundless love. There is no charge of saying, I'm putting my foot down because they hurt me and they betrayed me and I'm gonna do it anyway. Or like, they're gonna be upset, I'm gonna put the foot down. No. It really is, this is my frequency standard. Everything that I see that is not, firstly, won't even come into my field. And secondly, if I do see it, it doesn't even match my energy. So goodbye. Like, that's as simple as I can get with it. Like, literally, it doesn't come into your field. And even if you do see it, you know, like, there's no charge in you, you know, it's not going to affect you. And you can see, like, it doesn't affect me. Like Lorette saying, I don't get it. Okay, it doesn't affect me. Whereas back then, I would be like, oh my God, what do you mean you don't get it? Because it affected me. And I still have a charge. Because deep down in me, I wasn't confident. So that's where I needed to go inward and really do the work. Like, okay, that really affected me. What do I need to do here? And this is why I can sit here right now. And I really believe this, that I can sit here today and answer questions and be with all the confusions, because I know the questions are coming from your mind. And there's no charge for me. There's nothing against me. It's not to tell me that I'm bad. I don't integrate that as a belief code that there's something wrong with me. Okay? So having a standard is almost like having a central channel that is so wide and so lit up that it ripples out, and anything that is an energetic match gets to come in, is magnetized by this magnetic field, and my magnetic field continues to widen and expand. And I get to hold more, I get to receive more, and I also get to give more. This is what it means. This is what it means to be a healer who is not eternally exhausted. I'm not working alone. I'm working with the cosmic energy. Make no mistake. Yeah? So about standards, people forget or are not always present, and I get hurt. But I want to forgive others for not being conscious. So again, Lorette, coming back to yourself, coming back to this knowing that there is nothing outside of us. So it isn't about people forgetting. It isn't about forgiving others even at the beginning. It can be, if it can soothe the charge, but again, let's come back. There is nothing else beyond creation, and I am creation. I am creating creation. And so if these are being reflected to me, people forgetting, people not being conscious, what can I feel inside of me. And you don't need to go into the mind and create stories like why that's happening. Like literally feeling the charge in your body. Like it hurts, it really hurts, it really hurts, it really hurts. Let's go there and be with it as the soul, as the goddess, the infinite one, the primal one, and let your light suffuse and diffuse it. Let your light emanate from within you, and then you will feel the presence of the divine as you, because that's who you are. And then you open your eyes and you start to perceive the world around you differently. And there's no explanation for this. Maybe there are people out there who are trying to explain this, but I'm telling you, this is what is available for you. If you can drop the sword of others, the word others imprinted on the sword, drop that, come in, come within, come home within, be with what is here right now. You would close the doors that have been left open for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And here's the thing, if you have more complex layers to it, the communication between your subconscious mind and your conscious mind might be closed off. That's where, you know, the traumatic response happens. People say something and immediately you go defense, offense. That's where we have to do the work of opening up these communicative lines again. This is where mentorship is really, really important, and it cannot be solved on just one session like this together. So I would highly recommend you reach out, and if that's what you want, we can have a conversation about that. So Holly, so it allows us to show up full in our expression because we're no longer disturbed by the ripples. And Anami, thank you so much for your donation. I love that. It's a 111. Holly, like the call and response becomes more internal and external. Yes, yes. You want to be like the heart on the clock. Your hands, the hands are still moving, right? So that's you as a human moving through life, you know, evolving, coming across situations that contributes to your evolution, no exception. But you will always know who you are. You are the center of the clock. You're not the hands. You are the center of the clock. And again, like, yeah, Lorette, right? It is a traumatic response. So you want to be able to open up the doorway that allows the subconscious and the conscious mind to speak with each other again. And that happens oftentimes with work in the body, through your breath, through feeling. It can be known as somatic healing, which is something I do often, but a lot of times we work with the combination of what we call the Tao alchemy. So the inner alchemy requires, firstly, the charge, which is something to work with, and a sacred container to hold that nothing, to me, nothing gets left behind. We all embrace everything as it is. And thirdly, we need energy to move through it. So the energy comes through the cosmic energy. The cosmic energy that comes through gets to work with this. So this is where me, as the space holder, I am allowing this to come through as a pristine energy. I am not going to, this is a huge thing as well, I am a big proponent of. I don't want to be a teacher who stands in your way. I don't want to be a mentor who stands in your way. I don't want to be whatever you call it, like a healer that stands in your way. And standing in the way means, in my mind, I have an idea, oh, maybe she needs this, or maybe she needs to fix that. Again, it's so important to clean this up. I'm not here to fix you. I don't know for sure when this is going to be unveiled, but I have 100% faith that you have the power within you. You do have it. And so let's do this together. This is mentorship. This is mentorship. And because of this willingness, this deep surrender and, you know, deep devotion to the mystery, to work with the unknown, powerful results happen. But I'm not here to do that because then I'll get that. Does that make sense? So yes, we do need to integrate the mind, body, and spirit, which is your breath, because without breath, you are a dead carcass and there is no spirit in your body anymore. So we want to bring these together, and then we combine these three treasures and we will create magic together. And oftentimes it is so illogical because it is so led, it is intuitive. We're tapping into the field of intuitive intelligence. This is where really like you're like, nope, logic is out of the window. Something powerful is happening here. And this happens all the time with clients. I've seen this so many times in my life. So I'm really like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And the best part of it is that, you know, as long as we are breathing, our spirit is bound to the matter of our bodies. Hello, Inara, welcome. Our bodies, our spirit is always bound with the body. So we can't say, oh, I'm going to go into the higher realms and forget all about the body. No, that doesn't work. This is why if we don't do the work with the lower chakras like solar plexus, the heart, the root chakra, and even the sacral chakra, but we have very activated crown chakra and third eye, and even the throat, very charismatic, you know, and very psychic, but we don't have these, then oftentimes you will see this, right? You've seen this, like spiritual gurus who manipulate powers and make their disciples do stuff and that are not salubrious, you know, like these things happen because there is no tending to these. But now we know better, right? We know better now. So let's bring these streams of rivers and converge them so that we can be fully integrated and bring this into the next ascension path, because this is where we're headed. The spirit and the body are bound together. And higher level of consciousness gets to be expressed through this human body. It gets to be expressed through this human body and engage with the world. This is what is so needed right now. It is so needed. This is the change that we are asking for, that we've been asking for, and it is happening. It is happening, and you are the new ancestor. You are the new matriarch. We get to do this together now, right? Okay. So my loves, so embrace the whole and let solutions emerge. Well, you know, I love this. Let me feel into this. Yes, embracing the whole of you is what wholeness is. And I would take it a little bit further, where I really feel like the solutions part still feels like it is in the mind. It is a label of the mind. Because what if there are no problems? They are actually not problems, but they are signposts for your next level evolution. Like, hey, do you want to go here? Hey, do you wanna go further, deeper, higher? Right? This is such a powerful contemplation, because if we can see everything's happening for us, through us, as us, no exception. I keep saying this, no exception, no exception, no exception, because we will go through really tough things, death. We will go through betrayal. We will go through all of these things. But if we can deeply instill this knowing that nothing ever is against us, it's all happening for us, through us, as the divine expression that we are, as us. What is this bringing forward to me? Yeah? So I am so excited. Like, this talk has been going for a while. So I am going to wrap up here. Thank you so much for being here, 64 meditators, and here as well on Instagram. I mean, I'm delighted. So thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you. Lorette, thank you so much for your wisdom and presence here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you would like to do this work with me, I highly encourage you to reach out. You can check out the link in my bio. Any questions, feel free to message me. Absolutely here to answer any questions you may have. And I honor you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So much love. Mwah.